think, Julian, still the most important part is how you go about the games and whether we can put into practice what we've been training for a long time now. We've been in training since late October, and so the guys have done a very good pre-season and learned a lot, got themselves fit, and I suppose Friday night's the culmination of your pre-season. But if you ask me, do I want to win round one against the Bulldogs or do we want to win the NAB Cup Grand Final, round one is still very much our focus. Well, if we win it, that's something we'll have to deal with when it comes. But I think that everyone around Essendon knows that, as I said, round one's where we're at, and we've come a long way. We think, and we've improved on the training track. But whether we can keep that improvement going for the whole season or not is something that we're very keen to do. But we know that there's a long way to go. We've rotated a fair bit of our squad. I mean, Job sort of played 2.5 games. Fletch didn't play last week. David Hill hasn't played yet. We were able to rotate McVeigh and Stanton a lot last weekend. So, but we thought we'd get our best side out there, and we're not the stage of obviously Collingwood are that we can fiddle with our side too much. We need to get improvement across our whole list, and they need to play together as much as possible to get that improvement for round one. Expectations haven't changed at all. We've said all through pre-season and where we are now, we want to improve, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to improve, and we haven't improved on everything we've been doing. We've improved on some things, but we've still got a long way to go. So our expectations are all about the improvement, and that's yet to come.
Oh, I don't think it matters whether it's NAB Cup or any time. They seem to be a very exciting side. They seem to enjoy what they're doing, and they've changed their style so far. So looking at them, they've earned the right to go into week 4 still alive. Well, we've treated this game. We treat the competition. I like the competition personally. I think it's one of those. It tends to be if you get knocked out in the first round, you don't like it, and as you keep going, you tend to like it a bit more. So we're thrilled with it so far. But what it does is there are 2 or 3 criteria. One is no one goes in who shouldn't be going in there. And that doesn't necessarily apply to round 1. There's a lot of players will go into round 1 to round 22 or round 24 in this case with carrying some form of complaint that they can get through. We judge the NAB Cup series as if the medical people don't agree that you've got something wrong with you and you think that you can play or whatever the case is, then we've got a decision to make, so we won't play that player. Secondly, we play experimental football. There's no question about that. Davis will be on the back line. It's an experiment. Other players will be played in different positions as they have done in the previous 3 games. It's all experimental. If 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 of them come out on top, that's good. We've gained something from the competition. The other one is we will play players who need catch-up football, and we're talking about players like Didak, Golsack, a couple of others who've only had 1 or no games. So it's a great feeder into round 1 for those purposes. Of course, every coach has an obligation to look at the previous year's premiers. Now, whether they take it on board or whether they don't, it's up to them. It may not fit the game plan. But it'd be fair to say that what we've seen so far is, whether it be a media call or whatever the case was, there seemed to be a call that Essendon weren't good defensively. What I've seen so far, they have improved dramatically, which is a credit to Jimmy, that they've certainly improved defensively, but they've kept their offensive flair. So I think if you get the combination like that, you're going pretty well, and that's indicative of the fact that their average for and average against is quite substantial or differential compared to last year and compared to the competition so far in this NAB Cup series. So it's as I say, it's a real credit to him. Have they taken off Collingwood? Jimmy's been in the media for a couple of years or thereabouts. He's obviously studied how great St Kilda have been in that area. He knows Essendon can score. We won the premiership. Geelong won it the previous year. They've got Bomber there. So there's a great opportunity now to look at the 3 sides that won premierships in the last, and on top of that, the best defensive side, St Kilda. So you've got Hawthorn, Geelong, St Kilda and Collingwood. So I dare say he's taken a bit of everything and then put his own flair in. You'd have to ask him that, but on evidence, that's what I've seen.
Yeah, and I think what this opportunity creates is a chance to play against Collingwood 3 times in the year. We will also do so with St Kilda. So It's a great opportunity. No team wins a premiership on luck, so they're the best team in the league for a reason. So we know that we're a long way behind, but we get a chance to probably get a reality shot. The more practice at it that you have, the better you are. So we certainly have approached this NAB series that we've wanted to win every game, and so far we've been fortunate to do so. But I think it is important to developing a winning culture. Well, I think that it would be exciting for the people outside the club, and players want to win, and we've been starved of success of recent years. So I think what the players will get enjoyment out of is playing against Collingwood. Hopefully a big crowd, and playing against last year's premiership team, and that's sort of what we're really focusing on this game, is that we get a real tune-up before round one.
I suppose, as Job and everyone else has already said today, it's more about getting yourself ready for round one. And look, we've been a bit rusty last week, and we want to improve this week on our structures. I suppose that's the most important thing. If we move forward this week going into round one, hold us in good stead. Yeah, it has. I suppose Lockie Keith's probably one that stands out for me. He's played a key role. I suppose Nath Brown went down, and Lockie's put his hand up straight away. And he's going to have another big challenge tomorrow night on whether it's Paddy Ryder or Hurley, a guy like that. So we've got pressure for spots, and that's only healthy. I suppose we get better by development in individuals first, and if everyone wants to take their game to another level, then I suppose the team improves as well. We've got to make sure we're hungry like we were last year, and willing to know that every week this year we have a target on our head. So we've got to be ready for that, and see how we go.